Hi, Pumpkin. It's me, your dad, and welcome to volume 15 of my ongoing series, Hi, Pumpkin, a series designed to take an awesome girl and turn her into an amazing woman with reasonably sound fatherly advice. So, today we're going to talk about something that you're probably going to go through a lot in life called guilt and shame. Now, I always, I'm the king of droning on, and your mother will agree with this, but I say the same thing about guilt and shame. They're both anchors that will drag you to the bottom of the sea of despair. And there's a time for guilt, there's a time to feel a little ashamed, but they're not what you think. And some of the things I'm going to say to help you with this may seem a little simplistic. They're a lot easier said than done, but I think you'll find them very helpful as time goes on in your life. Now, shame and guilt, in my opinion, is really strongly a manipulative tool that people use to control you and how you feel. Because if I can control how you feel, I can control you. And you see this a lot in school or politics or in society or the media or social media and some religious groups. Everybody wants to tell you how you should feel about things. And oh my gosh, aren't you sad about this? And aren't you ashamed of that? No. Look, when you do something wrong, there's a time like, hey, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. And I regret doing that. And I'm sorry. And when you feel that and you do stuff like that, the way to make that better is to make amends for it, is to apologize or to make up for the right or to right the wrong you've committed. Um, I find, and you know, again, that I was a cop for a very long time and I have worked with a lot of victims. A lot of people who have stuff done to them feel significant shame. And it's really hard because they didn't do anything. Someone did something terrible to them, yet they're ashamed of it and they don't want other people to know. And it's horrible when it gets out. And it's really a tough one. And I know this sometimes when you're the victim of something terrible, you should go to therapy. You should kind of talk to some people and get some through that. But ultimately, what you're going to try to get through is like, hey, you don't have to be ashamed of this. You don't have to be manipulated by this. This doesn't define who you are. And the fact that this happened to you says more about the person that did it than it does about you. Sometimes, you know, bad things happen in life. Like I said, I spent a lot of time working in jails. And a lot of people feel really guilty and really shameful about being in jail and or about being addicted to drugs or alcohol or having done something. And you know, you can't change the past. You can't change what happened before. The only thing you have control over is the future and what you do then. And when you mess up or if you fall down, as long as you embrace the lesson in that, and sometimes the lesson is hard. Sometimes you have to make some real changes in your life, especially if you're going down a bad road. And the quicker you can make those changes, the better. But feeling ashamed about it and sorrowful and guilty all the time isn't productive for you at all. When you start to feel like that, you should really step back and think, well, gosh, what's the lesson in this? Why do I feel this way? And what can I do to fix it? Because all of that is within your control. You know, I'm a big fan of Stoicism. And again, one of the key tenets of Stoicism is the only thing you can control is the stuff you can control, which is you, your mind, your reasoned thought, and how you feel about things around you. Because you can't help circumstances, you can't help what other people do, but you can help how you react to it. You can help what you think about it, and you can help what you think about yourself. Your current circumstances don't define you forever. And you're going to find, I mean, lots of things happen, especially as you're going through junior high and high school and college. And sometimes people make fun of you for something you did and they'll laugh at you or they'll talk smack about it or pass it around on whatever social media. And you get ashamed of it and like, oh my gosh, my life is over. But it's not. You're going to blank and, you know, a month has gone by and someone else will be on the cover of the front page with something silly, but people will have forgotten about this thing you did. Or maybe you did something that was really dumb and they're going to remember forever. Who knows? But again, that doesn't define you and it shouldn't, you shouldn't allow it to define you. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody falls down. And we've talked about this in other videos. The people who are the best at everything They all started the same. They all started terrible at things, and they all started doing, dumb things at the beginning. And I was a terrible at this art form or this athletic endeavor or this uh, educational endeavor. I was terrible at this or that, but they really kept at it and got better and better. Well, if you judge them by how they were at the beginning or how they used to be, you're going to miss out on how awesome they are now. I know there's a quote. It's attributed to Einstein. I don't know if it is his or not, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you're going to think it's useless, and the fish is stupid because obviously fish can't climb trees. So the reason that's important is like, hey, look, you have to judge things to the proper scope, and when you do things sometimes and you do fall down or something happens to you, rather than you feel guilty about it forever and have it really wreck relationships in your life and your social life, I want you to step back a bit and go, okay, why do I feel this way? And if I truly did something, how do I make it right? Can I make it right? And if I didn't, how do I get past what's happened? How do I embrace the lessons and become a better person because of this? Because everybody likes and it's all over social media. There's a bunch of books about people who've been through terrible things. Viktor Frankl is one of my favorite authors, and he was in a concentration camp in Germany, and the experience is awful. It's gut wrenching, but that experience really transformed his life. And some people go through things and it breaks them, and some people go through things and it makes them better. And I want, when you do go through hard times and things, for it to make you better. I don't want you to go through hard times, but it's a part of life, and I can't protect you from that. I can't protect you from all of it. And I want you to do that because adversity is what makes you strong. Adversity is what gives you, character. And it's hard. There are very few awesome adult people who have had a perfect life where nothing bad has ever happened to them. The most amazing, interesting people that I know have all had some really interesting, wacky stuff happen. I've personally had a bunch of interesting, wacky, hard, difficult stuff happen. And in the moment, it's gut wrenching, but it's ultimately makes you stronger if you're embracing the lesson. And I want you to look back on something like, wow, I'd have done that wildly differently, but I'm not ashamed of it. Or maybe, hey, I did this, and I don't want you to feel guilt for years and years and years and years, because people do. And people hold on to guilt and they hold on to shame. They won't let it go. And it's not terribly productive for you. So, uh, the lesson in all this, take the lesson from when bad things happen. If you do feel that tinge of shame and guilt, figure out why you feel that and how you make that better. And sometimes you can't make it better completely, because you can apologize or make up for it and the person still doesn't want to, or the damage is done already and it's so bad that you can't do anything. Well, at that point, what do you do to make it better for you so you can live with yourself and move on? But don't hold on to it, okay? Again, it's an anchor that will drag you to the bottom of the sea of despair, honey. Don't do it. And I know that's way easier said than done. So hopefully you'll get to watch this a couple times once you start to feel like this. And if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here for you. It's great to see you again. You look fantastic today. I love spending time with you like this. And I hope you're having a fantastic day. Bye, Pumpkin.